Perry Cummings Jr. here. This is The Perspective. Just in case you missed it.
When I launched the Eat What We Grow, Grow What We Eat campaign in 2003, it was with that in mind to create this awareness, to open our appetite to our local production, get the highlands in the highlands, right? Reduce our import, increase our export, increase the whole thing about job creations. I don't think young people should leave university and is struggling to find a job.
My
right?
God, help us.
Yeah, and agriculture is there. Listen, you can be a research analyst, you can be, an agro-processing, you can design your own products. I mean, it is so exciting. Jam Pro, can assist you in terms of market research. In fact, Jam Pro is one of the partners that we have on the Grow on the Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Day program. SRC can look to assist you in the area of the development of products.
Yes.
I mean, listen, we're too rich to be poor. We're too blessed to be stressed.
On that point, on that beautiful point, because we're almost out of time with you, Dr. Grant, but I'm happy you touched on the campaign that you championed. From the genesis of everything, grow what you eat what you grow. I'm happy that you made it now a broader discussion. And I want to ask you, do you think we've really done enough, whether from a governance perspective, from a policy perspective, from a national perspective? Do you think we've really supported our agriculture sector to the point where we can do more export and less of the import? When you see the influx of a lot of the multinational corporations, Dr. Grant, the different food entities coming into Jamaica, a lot of our local farmers, a lot of our local people, they've been suffering at the hand of this influx of overseas interventions. What would you recommend as a way forward? 2026 will just start, but what would you recommend as a way forward for us?
I think we need to create a type of agricultural incubator where we find a way to put a type of investment to support young people and anybody who want to come into to agriculture, so we can become self-reliance, right? We can become self-reliant. I don't think we have done enough to deal with the binding constraint that affect the production and the value chain in the agriculture sector. I tell you one example. I have said to governments over the years, bring the pre-larceny and the Larceny Act under the framework of the Proceeds of Crime Bill, right? So when you steal from the farmers and you get caught, right? What the state should do is to seize those assets, dispose of them, and set up a fund to support the farmers, right? But no, that's not what happened. You catch the predal thief and him get 30 days or him get our fine of 500,000, or we're pushing it to about 3 million. But that money has gone into the state. Nothing come back to support the farmers. But look at lottery scamming. Lottery scamming was just the other day, Lottery scamming. But yet still, all of those legal frameworks were put in place. But it has taken over 50 years for our government to respond to 49% of our population, our people that resides in rural communities. And I think those are some of the critical issues that has to be addressed, because nobody is going to put your hard-earned investment in agriculture when you are sowing and somebody else is reaping, and you're just left to the whirlwind. So I think that going forward, the farmers right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's not what happened. You catch the predal thief and I'm get 30 days, or I'm get our fine of 500,000, or we're pushing it to about 3 million. But that money has gone into the state. Nothing come back to support the farmers. But look at lottery scamming. Lottery scamming was just the other day, lottery scamming. But yet still, all of those legal frameworks were put in place. But it has taken over 50 years for a government to respond to 49% of our population, our people that resides in rural communities. And I think those are some of the critical issues that has to be addressed, because nobody is going to put your hard-earned investment in agriculture when you are sowing and somebody else is reaping, and you're just left to the whirlwind. So I think that going forward, we need to take agriculture a lot more seriously. I am encouraged with some of the policies that have been implemented over 2 or decades, but I think we are so the catch up we are playing so much catch up that we need to really deal with it. The idle lands. Why do we over 60% of our lands idle? Why do we don't lease them to the people?
Yes.
And say to them, listen, if you produce, then you keep it. If you don't produce, you lose it, right? Because when you look at our import bill, that tells you that there's a huge opportunity for production. And I would just like to, I think that just engaging you on this program has kind of enthused me to maybe
That's right.
get back out there and push for some of those initiatives, because I think agriculture is really the way to go. I want to commend Minister Green. I think he's trying, he's doing very well. He's responding to the players. I don't think as a government we are doing what we need to do. You have to kind of fight for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's a fight and a struggle.
It's a fight and it's a struggle to get what is required to make ourselves more food independence and more self-sufficient. But all of the developing countries, I've traveled to a lot of them, South Korea, China, Japan, all of those countries, right, first world countries, have unapologetically invested relentlessly in their agricultural sector. When one of those farms in the USA gets bitten by snow, the government, right, reimburse them of all those expense.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying? We have to go to the table and said, give me some of the crumbs
that falls from the master's table.
No, but it is not supposed to be so, because from Genesis there was agriculture, right?
Yes.
And there, as long as the earth remaineth.
Come on, Pastor.
Right? There will be, right? As long as the earth remaineth. So,
yes.
So